Hey there, and welcome back to Swept. We're at the convergence of AI and Web3, and today we're going to be talking about OpenAI's new thing. Um, this whole DeepSeek OpenAI battle that has emerged in the past 2 weeks is really heating up here. It's very interesting. This is a great time. I thought that OpenAI was going to have some time. They would need some time to put something together, to come back at DeepSeek for their latest announcement that essentially their $6 million, allegedly $6 million AI project was comparable in power and ability to OpenAI's ChatGPT. And I mean, that's a tough one to come to clap back at, especially if you didn't know it was coming. But maybe they did know it was coming. Maybe they had one of their AIs do some research and some spying for them. I don't know. But they had something else in the chamber ready to go. So this is a PR game. This is the PR battle that DeepSeek and OpenAI are doing right now. DeepSeek is going up against OpenAI, which is a very well-funded private company now. It used to be open source, but now it's a private company run by Sam Altman. And Sam Altman has just announced the release of OpenAI's Deep Research. Interesting name. It's probably something that they workshopped for months and they couldn't turn the clock back on it. Once DeepSeek took the narrative away from OpenAI as being the top dog. But here we are, OpenAI introducing Deep Research. This is an AI agent that uses reasoning to synthesize large amounts of online information and complete multi-step research tasks for you. I don't have a pro account. It's pretty expensive and I wouldn't really use it that much, so I don't have access to it. I wish I could demo it for you, but I can't. I can show you what this announcement says, though, and we'll take a look at some other people's reactions and Sam Altman's actual announcement on X as well. Let's see here. So this is what it would look like if I wasn't cheap and or poor and would pay for ChatGPT 4.0. It's the pro version. You would find it here. Maybe someone else can do it, and I can show that demo. So today they're launching Deep Research in ChatGPT. It's a new agentic capability that conducts multi-step research on the internet for complex tasks. This is, I took a look at it before making this video. I was struggling a little bit to understand what is different from this, what is different about this from what ChatGPT already does. Essentially, this LLM that ChatGPT takes information, especially the 4.0 version data from across the internet. It's optimized for, I think, anything across the internet, including files, images, and PDFs. It can read PDFs as well, which you would think is kind of an obvious thing for an LLM to be able to do, but it's not. They have to be optimized for that. And then synthesizes some information and output based on that, which is attempting to create some kind of response to a prompt that it's been given. But it's deeper than that. It is deeper than that. The research is deeper than just what normally ChatGPT does, and I'll show you guys in just a second here. Deep Research is OpenAI's next agent that can work for you independently, give you a prompt. ChatGPT will find, analyze, and synthesize hundreds of online sources to create a comprehensive report at the level of a research analyst. There are examples of it, and it is pretty impressive. You think that it's just ChatGPT with a little more power. It's not quite like that. It's kind of like comparing. It's kind of like this. You ask your grandfather, who's really smart and knows a lot of stuff. He's got all his marbles and he can talk for hours about something. You ask him some complicated question about why does the sky actually turn blue during the day and dark at night, and he can give you a reasonable answer, and he'll tell you, this is where I found this information. In many cases, like, oh, this is obvious, you can find this here and here. Deep Research is more like asking Stephen Hawking, why does the sky turn blue during the day? It will give you an extensive response for your prompt with research. It will do a lot of research based on academic resources as well, and give you a long report. It really is a next level. It will be available eventually on the free tier, which is what I'm using right now because, again, referred to my cheapskateness. But let's take a look at how to use it. You have to select Deep Research, not DeepSeek. In the message composer, I showed that to you. Deep Research may take anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes to complete its work. This is a key part about this. It's not instantaneous like ChatGPT normally would be. The rate limits are much, much lower. Makes sense because if it's scraping, maybe it's not scraping the data for you. It's probably all cached already. But if it needs to synthesize a response from such complex sources as academic resources, then yeah, I would expect it to take a long time. Even 30 minutes is quite fast, though, when you consider the types of outputs that it's putting. Let's see here. Here's an example. So the prompt is, help me find iOS and Android adoption rates, percent who want to learn another language, and change in mobile penetration over the past 10 years for top 10 developers in top developing countries by GDP. And there's a lot of parameters to this prompt. This is a good prompt. This might be a real life prompt that engineers at ChatGPT gave them. This would be the typical output. You get this bulleted list. Everyone's seen a response like this from ChatGPT. It answers the question. There might be lies in there. Lies are also known as hallucinations. There might be some inaccuracies in here because it read the information wrong, but it answers the question. But here's Deep Research. This is the same prompt. First of all, you can tell right away that it's much longer. This response is much longer, and it's literally wider. Like it gives you a table with statistics. It gives you the same list here, so top 10 developed countries by GDP. And then we see the top 10 developed countries or economies by GDP, but there's so much more data here. I mean, look at this. This is what Deep Research will produce for you as an output. What are its capabilities? So this is its performance on humanity's last exam. It's a long test that is given as kind of like a litmus test for these LLMs. Deep Research performed the best according to their own test. So, I mean, not surprising there. Just like DeepSeek says it, there's no benchmarking test yet for DeepSeek, at least not that I'm aware of, to verify their claims about their comparability in performance. And same thing with OpenAI. It's closed source, so we don't really have any way of knowing, but I presume that it is higher. I presume that OpenAI's Deep Research accuracy is higher on a test like this than anything else. Again, we have no way of verifying that ourselves. Expert level test and an internal evaluation of internal, so that means inside the company. Evaluation of expert level tasks across range of areas. DeepSeek Research was rated by domain experts to have automated multiple hours of difficult manual investigation and a pass rate to max tool calls. And that's pretty impressive. So we can see here that the higher the pass rate, the more max tool calls that it would need. The more model browses, thinks about what it's browsing, the better it does, which is why giving it time to think is important. Basically what this is saying is, yeah, you can use ChatGPT for your instant responses. You give it an easy prompt, like what are the top 10 countries by GDP? Boom, it'll give you a bulleted list really easily. But if you need more information than that, you need to give it time to process the data that has been cached, that is in its databases, and then synthesize a response that is adequate and meets the needs of your prompt. That's what they're saying here. Okay, let's take a look at what Sam Altman had to say about this. Today we launched Deep Research. Congratulations, Sam. It can go use the internet, do complex research and reasoning, and give you back a report. I'm curious about how Deep Research works. So Grok, our friend Grok, says it utilizes advanced AI technology to autonomously navigate the internet, gather information, and perform complex analysis. It's powered by an enhanced version of the O3 reasoning model. It can complete tasks that typically require extensive human time, reducing the duration from hours or days to just minutes. I can tell you, anyone who's been to college and done research projects knows that, yeah, it literally will take days or weeks to compile some of the data, just to find the data, not necessarily to digest it and put something in a report, but to just find it can take a long time. And this again highlights why data is gold. Deep research represents a significant advancement, blah, 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 blah. Okay, good job, Grok. So Sam, I genuinely think Sam wrote this himself. It was not written by a PR person. So it's genuine in that. But yeah, it doesn't really tell us much. I think the PR that was actually released by OpenAI is a better resource for us to use to learn about what deep research is about. So yeah, that's deep research. Very interesting. I'm hoping to get to use it at some point. So we'll see how DeepSeek responds to this and what the ramifications will be both for the markets. Although today the crypto markets have done really bad, and actually the stock markets are still reeling from DeepSeek's announcement. But maybe there will be long-term effects. Not sure. We'll have to see. My guess is there will have to be some big accounts that come out and say, yeah, we use deep research to produce some reports that were pivotal in helping us change the direction of our business or something like that. But until then, we'll be covering this, deep research, OpenAI, and anything else that's going on in Web3 and in AI. Thanks for joining. See you next time.